Hey everybody! Welcome to this new video. Today we're gonna take a look at another micro card game in my collection of tabletop games. This time up for review is Tides of Time, a light card game for 2 players published in 2015 by Portal Games. This game plays in roughly 15 minutes and it's predictably simple, although you shouldn't underestimate its true potential. Even a year after first picking up this game, I still haven't quite figured out a way to snatch an easy victory at this game, even when I'm up against new players. And this because this little game right here plays in a way that often baffles me. And sometimes I get creamed in such a bad way that the defeat turns into a public humiliation. This tiny game right here is in direct competition with another micro card game in my collection, Terrible Monster. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you which is better. Tides of Time, coming right up. Tides of Time is a 2-player only microgame consisting of just 18 playing cards. The original playing cards are rather big in size and feature original views of massive buildings and sprawling landscapes coming from a parallel world. Even though the game looks pretty cool, I decided not to buy it for a number of reasons, which I will explain later in the final thoughts. I worked on making my own version of this game instead. The playing cards I created are of a smaller size and feature images I personally handpicked from some of my favorite anime, and I'm sure that the anime I chose are some of your favorites as well. For starters, let's take a close look at one of my 18 playing cards and the information that is displayed on it. Every card has a name and an ability. The majority of the cards allow you to score victory points at the end of a round. The object of the game is to collect more victory points than your opponent through a series of 3 rounds. In the upper left corner of a card, we find the suit of a card. Cards in this game are divided in 5 suits. The Blue Parchment, which is the suit for this card in particular. Then we have the Golden Crown, the Magic Hand, the Stronghold, and the Green Twig. There are 3 cards for each suit, and victory points are generally acquired by pairing cards of different suits together on your play area. And now, a quick breakdown of the cards. The first set, the Blue Parchment set, includes the following cards. The Floating Castle from the Studio Ghibli masterpiece Laputa Castle in the Sky. The Floating War Base in the popular anime Sword Art Online. And the Grand Spellbook Tower from Yu-Gi-Oh! The Trading Card Game. The second set is the Golden Crown, which is made up of the following 3 cards. The Golden Bell in the Golden City on the floating island of Upper Yard, in the Skypiea arc from the anime series One Piece. The Shiganshina district from the first season of the anime Attack on Titan. And finally, a picture of a mausoleum in Egypt. This one from no anime in particular. The first set is the Magic Hand, a set of 3 powerful magic attacks. Rush Shield, the second spell Zatch Bell learns in his battle for becoming king of the Mamodo world. Kakashi's signature jutsu, the tremendously powerful technique of a lightning blade. And Pikachu's lunge in the dark at a flock of raging Spearows, directly from the first episode of Pokemon. The Stronghold set includes pictures of 3 great buildings. The first one is Mahora, the Academy of Magic, the great university young witches and wizards in Japan go to be lectured about the secrets of magic, from the anime adaptation of the manga Nejima. The second building is actually a city itself, called Zalem, the last man-made floating city in the world of Alita Battle Angel. And lastly, the anime version of a fabulous gothic Luboka castle in Czech Republic, which also inspired Disney's castle. The Green Twig set features a scenery from the video game Ni no Kuni, produced by Studio Ghibli, a picture of the Hidden Leaf Village from Naruto, and a view of a city Ash and his friends visit on their journey in Pokemon Black and White. The final 3 cards in the game have no suit. I made this final set with a bit darker theme in mind. The first card is a picture of a remote planet of Namek from the anime series Dragon Ball. The second card is an image of a toxic forest from the film Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind by director Hayao Miyazaki. The third card is a scene taken from the Netflix original animation movie Blame, a brilliant adaptation of a dystopian manga series also called Blame by artist Tsutomu Nihei. A game of Tides of Time takes 3 rounds. Every round follows the same pattern, so it's sufficient to learn how to play round 1 to know how to play the whole game. All of the 18 playing cards are shuffled together to form a common deck. Players always start a new round with 5 cards in their hand. After taking a good look at their starting hand, players select a card and reveal it simultaneously. At this point, they both trade their hands and have to select a new card to play from the ones previously owned by the opponent. Both players keep exchanging and drafting until all cards have been put into play. When a round is over, players score victory points following the instructions written on the cards they have in their play area, and save their total of victory points for later. In between rounds, both players have to select one card, which will remain on their side of the field for the rest of the game, and another one that will be discarded and removed from play. The remaining cards go back to the hands of the respective players. Each player draws 2 new cards and trades hands with the opponent once more. At the end of the third round, the player with the highest count of victory points is declared the victor. My first gripe with the original game concerns the size of the original playing cards. What I love about microgames most of all is their size. The most compact and transportable they are, the better, as long as the game is fun to play, of course. The official game looks like nothing but a collection of big picture postcards, because the playing cards included in the game box are very big in size and are just a series of landscapes after all. The size of the cards makes it difficult to play this game anywhere else except for the big table in your house, and the game box does take some space in your bag. The other gripe I have is about the price. In all honesty, for the stuff you get, I think the game is a little overpriced. For a price point ranging between 15 to 20 euros or dollars, the game hasn't much to offer apart from a very limited stack of cards and a couple of tokens that I didn't even mention because are completely useless. For a microgame of this kind, I expect to see a retail price that is way lower and just a lot more affordable. Having said that, I'm very happy that I went to the length of creating and printing my own version of Tides of Time, and that I gave this game a shot. The game is not as easy and simple as it may seem at first glance. one game requires a healthy amount of strategy and a lot of second guessing yourself and your opponent. It's very easy to choose a wrong card and end up making a big mistake, which can easily translate in a big loss of victory points at the end of a round. When one of the two players slips up like that, the game is over most of the time, resulting in a total waste of time for the players to continue to play through the remaining rounds, since there's not much of a chance for a comeback. Having to outwit the opponent every single move can get quite tiring in the long run and can put you off playing this game pretty soon. I have managed to pull several exciting games out of Tides of Time, however, and in the end, I feel rather satisfied having played it. Overall, a good filler game, but not as good as Terrible Monster is, I'm afraid. Let me know what you think of this game and whether you like the cards I created for my version of Tides of Time. Let me know if one card in particular caught your eye, and whether you have an anime you love that you feel deserved to show up in my game. Until next time, ciao a tutti, dall'Italia!